So another Sweet Baby Inc. game has been getting caught and called out, and the devs for that game seem like they're freaking out, trying to censor people from talking about this, locking comments, deleting posts, the whole 9 yards, entertaining stuff. And we'll take a look at this game in a second, like some screenshots or maybe a little video of it if they got that on the Steam page. But first, the context, because I think it all started here with Master of the Total Defense Shogun saying Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Another hidden project slipped out after Cameron Wild leaked it in the About section for himself in a talk he gave. The fact they try to hide this stuff just makes it that much more funny. It's like when people were looking at Sweet Baby Inc.'s like client list or like games they worked on, whatever it was on their website a year ago or 2 years ago at this point, and then eventually they just took that whole part of their website down to try and hide that stuff. But anyways, he says, Winter Burrow is a cozy woodland survival game about a mouse returning home to restore their childhood burrow. Developed by Pine Creek Games, published by Noodle Cake. Okay, so Winter Burrow, let's get more context on this thing. Here's like some gameplay, I guess. Someone has an early, I don't know who she is. It's like a person they gave an early key to this game for. Is she a dev or something? I'm not sure, because the game's not out yet, but you can see you go around, you forage for stuff. I guess you take it back home. I don't know if we'll see that in the gameplay, or probably not, but you take it back home and like build and craft or whatever. Pretty standard stuff here, I think. Cozy, approachable survival. Winter Burrow is a survival game you play at your own pace. Customize your character, decorate your burrow, and choose a path that fits your playstyle. The story is yours to tell. Now, returning to this game being linked to SBI, and then the ensuing freak out when people find out and all that. We're getting to it, guys. We're getting to it. Of course, we need the context first, the timeline of events. You get the point. So back to Master of the TDS, Total Defense Shogun, he says, Amy Leigh Shaw of Sweet Baby Inc. further confirms that SBI was involved with the game Winter Burrow. So over on Blue Sky, we can see Amy Leigh Shaw had said, a game I worked on is releasing and I couldn't be more excited. You wouldn't believe how kind and funny and charming the team behind this project is. That is until you play their gorgeous mousy game. And yeah, we can see it responding to Winter Burrow by Pine Creek Games. They're also on Blue Sky, it seems, saying we can finally share that Winter Burrow releases November 12th. All right, here's where it starts to get very entertaining, because then he said, confirmed, Pine Creek Games is deleting any discussion on the Winter Burrow Steam forums that mention their work with Sweet Baby Inc. Caught in real time. Any comment, Pine Creek Games? So we hop over to this. We go here. Oh, excuse me a second. That's better. So yeah, as mentioned, people begin finding out that this game is linked to Sweet Baby Inc. They go to the Steam discussion page to start talking about this. For example, specifically pay attention to the top post here that says Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Right here, this one, right here, okay? And then I'm going to click play on the video and watch as it gets deleted in real time. Any second now. Yep. Just nuked. They nuked it. Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Oh, no. We can't talk about that. Let's delete the entire thread. No one's allowed to talk about that. The author of the discussion was banned without reason, permanently banned, and can confirm they are banning people. This was done in less than 2 hours. Banned, post taken down. Make sure to get Smash JT in this as well. And then TDS also saying, I was just banned on their Discord server for simply asking about the disappearing discussion trends on Steam. Okay, let's take a look at this one next. So you can see at the bottom here in the questions channel, he says, hey, so are you guys deleting discussions on the Steam forums? And then he also goes to the general chat channel and says, just joined. Was reading the Steam forum discussions and some of them vanished. Is everything okay? So obviously, no, not everything's okay. These devs are like freaking out and panicking. So it's a little bit of a troll move. But at the same time, he is investigating this. And they don't seem to like that, because very shortly after he posted those comments there, they don't respond, but they do ban him. And apparently, yeah, it's like a permanent ban. So that's pretty hilarious. Oh, he tries to like accept invite, as you can see. It just doesn't work. Yep. Looks like a similar thing happened to Vera Dark. Check this out. She says, happened while I was editing. Had the tab up, refreshed, and poof. So she's got Sweet Baby Inc. detected, pulled up. Oh yeah, so this is the Steam forum discussion that we discussed before the Discord thing. You can see she was even talking about this, recording a video about it. And then yeah, like she literally just said there. Sorry to repeat what she said, but yeah, you can see the video showing that it's gone in real time. That would be annoying. Recording a video, getting ready to like read the comments in there and laugh at it, and the thread's just gone. At the same time, it does provide content in a different way, because now you can talk about how they're censoring this stuff, which is arguably even more funny. And then we've got the Winter Burrow developers are attempting damage control by posting a code of conduct. One of the things they mention is no unfounded accusations. They really aren't helping themselves. They've also turned off comments on their posts on X. Oh, what's this? Well, it appears they know of me. I've been blocked from DMing them. So it looks like he sent DMs that read, you know, banning me from your Discord just for asking questions is kind of rude. I wasn't being mean or harassing anyone. Do you have any comments on your collaboration with Sweet Baby Inc? Because if you clarify things and don't run away, I'll actually vouch for you guys. Your game looks right up my alley. Blocked. Now, obviously, the devs are not obligated to respond to these things, and they can block people, but at the same time, they do seem to have a clear record that ties them to Sweet Baby Inc. And when they're dodging all the questions about this and deleting Steam forum discussions about it and locking down their own comment sections, blocking people, X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, you get the point. Altogether, it's just not a very good look, and I think they're making things worse for themselves. And that theme would continue here with Madam Savvy, who also responds to Winter Burrow right here on Steam, or excuse me, on Twitter before they blocked her, because that happens next. We'll get to that. So they say, we can finally share that Winter Burrow releases November 12th. And they post a 1-minute video clip of Winter Burrow. Man, this is the one I should have looked at earlier in the video, but I didn't see this in time when I was showing gameplay. Oh well, there's some more gameplay for you if you're curious. And so, Madam Savvy says, so you decided to work with Sweet Baby Inc., and now it isn't going the way you hoped. You've got some options though, so let's break it down. You could ignore it, but every post till launch will talk about Sweet Baby Inc., and they will continue to post on Steam. You could try blocking and banning people, though. That will Barbara Streisand, I don't know how to spell, the heck out of your game, and not in a good way. The virtue signalers never financially support games. There's a third option. Tell everyone what they did, what they suggested, and then say you didn't know. Say what they suggested to change, and say you will undo any input that they gave back to your original ideas. If you do that third one, I bet people who would have never bought the game will give it a go. I don't know. It depends. It depends on if people think they're sincere or if they think they're being disingenuous but desperately doing damage control because they're worried about sales and stuff like that. You know, it depends, in my opinion. Nevertheless, they continue to handle things really poorly. They don't improve from here because after they got a response from Madam Savvy and like 100 other people, we can see 144 responses in which the majority of them do seem to be criticizing the devs and talking about their attachment to SBI. Well, what did the devs do? They just started locking the responses. As you can see, it's now in who can reply. Only accounts that Pine Creek Games mentioned can reply, and they didn't mention anyone here, meaning no one can reply. And obviously, even if there were a few people that they like directly at here and mentioned in the post, only they would be able to reply, meaning this is still greatly censored either way. I'm just explaining how this works for people not familiar with that terminology here on Twitter. And as mentioned, some of the other responses they were getting here before they locked the responses include Smash JT saying, are you guys banning people from Steam forums for mentioning Sweet Baby Inc? You've been banned from Winter Burrow Community Hub. Comment in question, why would anyone work with SBI? So this seems like a very rhetorical question. Sorry, but Sweet Baby Inc. touched this one, so it's a skip for me. Shame because it looked cozy. SBI detected. Banning people who bring up Sweet Baby Inc. on your discussion board. Their freaking logo is so weird and creepy and just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking with that. On your discussion board for the game is not a great idea, but thanks for giving us more evidence we needed that they worked on it. Happy release. Happy release. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice. Too bad the Sweet Baby Kiss of Death got it. I bet it could have been fun. Womp womp, I guess. And, it just goes on and on and on. But you know what's really funny, too, is if you go to the top, they actually had one or two people who were actually interested. Will you be releasing demos for the Switch beforehand? They say, unfortunately, no. The demo will only be available on Steam. Someone else saying, this is so precious. I can't wait to play this on Steam with my friends. And they say, yay. Please let us know when you do. We'll pop by and say hi if we can. But despite the fact that there are some people responding who are genuinely interested, they still will censor everyone, including those people. No one even interested can respond now. No one can respond at all, as you know, simply because people are asking about SBI and they don't want to acknowledge these questions. They don't want to talk about this at all. It's just pretty crazy. Ultimately, I think I mentioned this already, but they seem to have blocked Madam Savvy after she responded to them here. In the post that we read a minute or two ago, she then says, the rat game went with option 2 of my advice as predicted. It would appear they will nosedive into the empty pool instead of choosing the most profitable option. Why can't you see this repost menu? This author has blocked you, so you can't perform this action. Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the comments. And in the next one, have a great day.